Hey everybody, Dork the Mighty here with probably the riskiest video I've ever made. I've decided to make a video that will lose me every subscriber that I've got. Now this is a video to show you that some commanders aren't as awesome or as competitive as you think. But first, I should probably preface this with what I mean by overrated. Overrated, in my opinion, is based on a deck that gets played quite a lot in the competitive scene, but is rather easy to shut down or simple to stop from getting too powerful, or even after it hits its power spike. Also, I want to say, our opinions will not be the same. Notice I did not say might not. Also, just because a commander is on this list doesn't mean that I don't think that they can perform at a high level. I'm saying the standard build for them simply isn't competitive enough to beat the behemoths that are out there right now. So ladies and gentlemen, probably gentlemen, let's begin on our journey to be wrong. This guy is damn good. He's also banned colors, which means he's useless. Not talking about you, baby. I'm gonna fuck this bird. The issue with it is that he's Voltron and isn't Xur. That's basically the issue. He can't stop you from doing anything like Xur can while he fucks you up with that big damage. I mean, he hits hard as fuck, which is nice, and the artifacts and auras that you can pop on him are also nice, but at the same time, you got very little time to kill one of the 4 people that's gonna shut you down faster than, an analogy. So, I mean, good luck with that. I didn't actually know this person was a girl. Just thought he was like some rockin' twink. Mirren is actually kinda interesting when it comes to this list. People play her with the intent to be competitive, but she herself isn't a particularly competitive commander. She has like all of the staples of being a very simple casual reanimator commander that just performs well with really low decks. Then again, when the precons came out, she was fucking crazy, but now there are like so many things to counter her, like damage, a Bazooka Bog, I don't know, maybe like a Rest in Peace or fucking anything that has graveyard hate. She's really not that good. This is probably the riskiest one I've got on here. Now, I'm not saying that Riku isn't fucking dumb, because he is. What I am saying is that Riku becomes kinda easy to shut down if you're using the base build for him, which is either Spellslinger or just building up an army. I prefer the army of bees, if I'm being honest.
Bees, give me honey!
Then again, if we're being real, the real OGs play Riku combo, because fuck you. Even that though is pretty easy to stop, since as much as Temur ramps really fast, God forbid you're playing against like fucking Teferi or Prosh or anything, and now the game is over. Your bees return home, for the master has been defeated in ritual combat. Neckboy is probably one of my favorite commanders in the entire game, but at the same time, he's also a really interesting one. He does lots of damage and has lots of utility, but the issue is actually ramping up to get to that point of being a Wheel of Fortune expert. The biggest issue that Neckboy has is that he's built to basically be a group hug commander, but his hugs hurt. Imagine getting a hug from your babushka, but her arms have spikes on them. The worst though is when you wheel someone into either a response or some removal. Now imagine being the spiked babushka, but your grandson has a patented spiked granny shield from Lowe's. Sponsor me, Lowe's. You're sure shit better than Applebee's. You remember how I mentioned that? Regardless, Neckboy is pretty damn fun, but also pretty easy to stop, so he's at number 7. What the fuck? 4,000 people watched that? What? Why did you do that? Tywin Lannister is kind of an interesting choice for this list because in Dual Commander, the Warden of the West is actually banned. The reason for that though is actually really simple. With the right mana fixing and some well-placed 1-drops, which are kind of hard to fuck up, he can kill somebody like turn 3. The issue with him in Group EDH though is that he doesn't hit hard enough fast enough, and his big ol' army of Casterly Rock isn't particularly threatening after like turn 5 to competitive decks. Hell, the game is usually over by then, honestly. In short, Edgar Markov in Group EDH is about as useful as Aquaman if he can't resist water pressure. Seriously, what kind of crunch does this motherfucker do? Stop playing this guy. He isn't fun to play against, and he isn't really that fun to play, actually. Just kidding, idiots! Krenko is the best! He gets tons of goblins! So many goblins! More goblins that can be comprehended by a mere mortal! Gods and men could not stop him if they tried! Fools! Cower before me! I am the Goblin King! My power cannot be comprehended! No cage can hold me! Krenko is God! He cannot be stopped! Fuck! Initially, I was gonna pull a Watch Mojo and have an honorable mention, but for this sewer gal, I felt like I just had to. Muldratha has almost as many decks built for her than a rich white family? Does that work? Do you think that works? Wait, 400? She came out like a second ago. Anyway, the issue with Muldratha is that she isn't very focused and really shenanigansy rather than like gameplay heavy. Ha! Fool! She is now on my board.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, well then I'll just keep Muldratha out. And now she costs 19 to play.
Hello, I'm a piece of garbage.
This is probably the one competitive players were expected to see in the top 3 if I knew what I was talking about. I don't, but, you know. Kaalia is about as good as Uncle Tywin. The issue she has is very similar in that she deals a lot of damage to like one person and then they die, but in group games she deals tons of damage once and then gets either hated out or shut down by like a blind obedience or propaganda or something like that. If that's all it takes to shut down your deck doesn't really have a whole lot of places that it can go competitively. Like curling, but not in the Olympics kind of curling, like high school or something. Does that even exist? But high school curling teams. I don't know, look it up. Oh shit, it does.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks.
Now you may be thinking, Atraxa? Overrated? Let me tear my fucking eyes out because my Super Friends deck is the best thing to ever grace my play table is me teaching my significant other how to play when they really don't wanna. Just to save my ass, I'm really sure they want to play with you, my loves. The issue with Atraxa is that the best thing about her is her color combination. I mean, the proliferate is nice, but it has no direct focus, so it's nice, but it doesn't do anything focused fast enough. She's good, but not fast enough, it doesn't deal a lot of damage. And she's also really easy to shut down, and once she's either died a couple of times or people catch on to your deck's gimmick, it's pretty simple to stop. Disclaimer, stop playing Super Friends. Nobody likes it, and your wallet doesn't even like it either. Finally, we arrive at number 1. Who could it be if not Atraxa? Perhaps Teferi? Nope, he's actually as stupid as people think. What about perhaps Daretti? What? No, he's good too. Well, what commander is really damn good at casual and tears apart decks as fast as possible, but just isn't fast enough in competitive EDH? What deck deals metric fuck tons of damage, but not quickly enough to stop a better rainbow deck, like General Tazri or something? That's right! Sliver commanders are fucking garbage in competitive EDH! Well, not really. Now this is like a 4-way tie, but it's my list, so eat shit. Slivers are really weird in group EDH, especially in a competitive scene, because they're way too fast and deal way too much damage for like a deck and Black Blade to handle, but they also aren't fast enough, nor do they support themselves enough to handle like Jaleva or something like that. Regardless of how I think Slivers are, I still don't think that they can't perform at a high level. Hell, they can win tournaments by literally killing the Yidris in the game before he pops off, and now the rest of the decks at the table can't deal with it because it's gotten too strong and has responses now. Slivers are weirdly good, but at the same time, not as good as you think. The perfect storm for this list. It goes right back to its roots. People think it's overpowered, but in a competitive scene, Penta just doesn't really perform that well. Outside of Tribal that isn't like persisting effects like creatures you control have hexproof or something. If Sliver has had some ETBs, they wouldn't be so bad, but since they don't, allies fucking dominate them in almost every matchup. Commander is a constantly evolving playstyle with new legendaries coming out almost literally every single pack. There's something new for everybody, but not every commander is broken or busted, and not every busted commander is as busted as you think. Then again, this is coming from the person that chose to build Derevi Morph Manifest instead of fucking anything else good. Disagree? Yell at me in the comments to let me know how wrong I am. Want to see more stuff as it comes out? Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, friendos, and I'll see you in the next video.